What it do, homies? We are out here with a top fan of the week reaction suggestion, the top 22 scariest glitches in game. Now, guys, I don't really do too much scary stuff on this channel because I have become a huge chicken stuff. As a matter of fact, it is daytime outside because there was no way that I was going to react this during the night. And I'm down here in my basement, in my room, my room where I do all my stuff at, and it's very quiet down here. So yeah, there was no way. But anyways, let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up.
Contains disturbing content, violent
Tats,
content, and
TopVideos.
scary content. Viewer discretion advised.
We gotta steal our resolve today, y'all.
No game is bug-free, and some games are worse than others. Obviously, making a game is far more complicated than we could ever think, and things can go wrong all the time. A glitch, otherwise known as a bug or fault, is an error in the game that produces an effect that was unintended by the programmers. They usually get worked on before the public sees them, but sometimes they don't.
Skyrim's full of them.
Get scary problems
for sure.
Like these. So, let's view them together in the top
Fallout.
22 scariest glitches in games.
That
Ghost animals from Zoo Tycoon. Ghost animals are sometimes encountered wandering around cages. Many believe these ghosts were deceased animals. No evidence has been found of this. A search of the files has revealed nothing, and all reports of ghosts can be explained as just graphical glitches. Missingno from Pokemon. One of the most famous Pokemon glitches was Missingno, a Pokemon that didn't exist except as a jumble of code caused by exploiting the game's data buffer to create a Pokemon made from random data. This creature appeared as a jumble of scrambled pixels, and if encountered, it introduced visual errors all over the game, and could even corrupt the save file. Fans have taken this glitch to the extreme, writing creepypastas and developing many theories about the game as to why Missingno appears.
Yeah, I think it was intentional. I mean, I get it. Graphical stuff happen all the time, but...
Pedestrians from Mirror's Edge. After level glitching to street level, a player would wander across this, a group of tall, low-polyed pedestrians with blurred textures. The models would look okay, if not for the strange faces, uncontrollable spinning, and somewhat dark forbearances. This glitch would never happen to many players unless they attempted to manipulate the game's mechanics in some way.
Okay, so, that one isn't really all that bad because, there's a lot of video games where things are programmed in a distance to just be kind of visual. Like, for instance, you're supposed to see it from like a bird's eye view or whatnot, not really focus too much on it like the old Spider-Man games, you know what I mean? But of course, if you hack or manipulate, you go down there and you'll see some weird things. So that one isn't really all that weird, but I guess he's saying that they're doing something that it wouldn't normally do even if you did hack it down there. So in that case, I understand.
Luigi's shadow hangs himself. From Luigi's Mansion. This glitch happens in the attic of Luigi's Mansion on the Nintendo GameCube. When lightning flashes outside, a creepy static shadow of Luigi can be seen on the back wall, clearly hanging himself. This glitch was later confirmed to be a lighting glitch, where it spawned below the floor, giving the effect.
Okay, that was
FIFA
weird.
Faces. Most FIFA games suffered from really creepy facial expressions, especially when lots of animations were present. These glitches were extremely common in online games, especially in replays.
And Mass Effect 2. Not 2, but that game as well.
Model spasms,
especially 3.
From GoldenEye 64. The hardware was so delicate that tilting or nudging the cartridge when it was plugged into the system could wreck all manners of havoc on your game. The most famous title to feature this glitch was GoldenEye 007.
Classic.
If the cart was tilted, characters would start spinning uncontrollably, and a famous internet meme called Gadan was made famous because of it. Most of the time, the game wouldn't last too long before emitting a loud buzzing noise and crashing. Fallout New Vegas intro. Some early copies of the game resulted in this glitch with Dr. Mitchell. It's reported that the game had a lot of glitches, but this one was probably the most creepiest.
It's Bethesda.
The head-turning bug was highlighted in a blog post by one of the game's producers, who identified it as a known bug that was eradicated prior to the game's official release. Other bugs supposedly included error messages that the game's downloadable content couldn't be found.
You know, I've never encountered bugs like this, right? What I want to know from you guys is if it actually creeped you out to the point to where you had to stop playing the game, or did you kind of just dismiss it as, bug? Because like I said, at the end of the day, it is Bethesda. So, when you launch one of those games, you're like, all right, what bugs am I going to go into first at this time of day?
Resident Evil Remake. The remake saw a rare bug upon starting up, where all player models and enemies appeared stretched and distorted. This bug was said to be the cause of corrupted data or the disk being dirty.
The game's already weird and scary, so yeah, that amplifies it.
Geralt's face from Witcher. Witcher had a lot of bugs prevalent in the game, but one of the creepiest was these. Sometimes, Geralt's face distorts, making him look even creepier.
It's like a ghost
the
face mask.
The character remains fully functional, however. It's usually fixed when changing areas, or sometimes reloading a save.
The axe ain't making it any better either. Battle axe.
Corpses from Hitman Blood Money. On some levels, you may see corpses on the floor. Then you'll be more freaked out that some start chasing towards you, like Sadako from The Ring. It's not known what causes this glitch, but some speculate they are enemies that are corrupted due to frequent loads.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bully Scholarship Edition.
A game I never played.
When a person grapples someone else and a player throws a firecracker at them, it usually always results in this glitch. Model Deformity from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. This horror came about when fans decided to hack the copies of Super Smash Bros. Brawl and perform what is known as move set swaps, taking one character and swapping out its moves and abilities for another. Changing characters' movesets rearranges the models as well, with horrific deformities.
Nightmare fuel. Kind of look funny though.
Ghost Cars from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was specifically known for its urban legends and weird occurrences, which makes sense considering how enormous the game world is. One of the so-called glitches was the ghost cars. If you ventured out into the hilly countryside away from the city, you'll find cars with no drivers roaming around. Sometimes they would chase you like they're possessed by spirits. It was later confirmed to be cars spawning in the local area, but because of the landscape of the environment, hills and slopes would cause the cars to move. A mod was also created to live the legend.
You gotta double down on it, man. Give it some life. Give it some backstory.
Dead NPCs from Call of Duty 2. Throughout the Call of Duty series, there have been glitches with corpses, from just silently talking faces to really strange animations and postures. Many important NPCs with specific lines of dialogues will spawn, and in the case of these war games, die quickly before they can even speak. so the game thinks they are still alive when they shouldn't be, creating some truly scary moments in the single-player campaigns. Giant Soldier from Battlefield 3. The early versions of Battlefield 3 had some incredibly disturbing glitches with certain character models. Certain players would appear extremely large and deformed, and would often frighten players with their presence. It was later patched after several people identified the glitch due to people's connectivity in matches.
It's terrifying at first. Like, one of the things that becomes funny after a while.
Manimals from Red Dead Redemption. While wandering around the game's vast deserts, you may come across something unsettling. Fans call them manimals. They were horrifying, bizarre human-animal hybrids. You get bird people who fly around the sky flapping their arms, cougar men who charge you like the infected from Left 4 Dead, and the deformed horrors such as Snake Man, who have their heads and torsos twisted at strange degrees that stare at you with glaring eyes.
Okay, the glaring eyes and everything, that's not really all that. But the thing that gets me is fast moving stuff, man. You know, and if it's supposed to be fast moving, like it's an alien, it's supposed to be charging at me, you know, that's scary. But when it's unnatural, yeah, that right there, that kind of get me. And it just reminded me of that deformed baby off the Resident Evil Village. That was true horror, 100% of true horror. And it's been a minute since I've seen anything that rivaled that baby. The sound effect, God, horror, true horror, man. If I came across that and I was live streaming, I ain't playing that game no more, man. I ain't, because it haunted me. And I don't get it wasn't even a glitch.
Alma glitch from Fear 2.
Terror.
In the very first level, there existed a glitch where Alma would silently stalk the player endlessly without vanishing.
Yeah, if that's not intended.
It is not known what causes the glitch.
You're safe now.
So it's not intended? That's scary. It's like a Sonic EXE.
Creepy Watson from Sherlock Holmes. In Sherlock Holmes, the player can switch between Master Detective Holmes and his companion Watson at any time, so they needed to make sure that the pair were always in close proximity. Unfortunately, the developers never made any walking animations for Watson, so with unintentional results, he ended up teleporting, freaking out gamers, and making him the sole equivalent of Slender Man. This footage was taken from the demo, but still happens in the real game too.
That one monster from Lethal Company, the mannequin.
Living mannequins of Riften Honeyside Manor from Skyrim. When a player entered the Honeyside Manor basement, they would see mannequins, which enabled players to place armor on them. Players soon discovered that the more they visited the house, the more disturbing things became. The mannequins would appear in different positions from where they were supposed to be. Someone would begin walking around the house, and the armor they placed appeared invisible. They would also act like a normal person looking at the player and moving their head.
So I've seen this glitch, right? Because I got a lot of hours in Sky. As a matter of fact, I just decided to go on the very adventurous task of reinstalling all of my mods, and I'm about 75% there. Compatibility stuff. So I ran into this one. The walking one I have not ran into. That one was creepy.
Although the mannequins did not engage in conversation, the glitch was incredibly scary and disturbing. The glitch can be fixed by either leaving the house and coming back, or going to the mannequin stand, activating the mannequin where it's supposed to be,
that's
and
weird.
Adding or removing items. Demon Babies and Demon Pets from Sims 3. This glitch happens when you download custom content into the game. It is also due to missing animations, and while it can be shocking the first time around, It's best dealt with by patching the game and removing the corrupted files.
Fire now. My wife plays Sims 4 though.
Jockey Face from Left 4 Dead 2. One gamer found a horrifying glitch where the textures for one of the monsters from the game was replaced with the back of a truck. While the video quality is quite bad,
that's Tycoon.
It's no doubt terrifying in its own glory.
Alright, here we go. Number 1.
Gibbs from Fallout 3. Apparently, this is a glitch when you kill someone, save your game, and then come back. The game thinks the character should look like a mass of body parts, and sometimes it forgets to tell those parts to scatter all over the place. So the character goes back to its default position. Sometimes they will even walk around and have conversations with the player, while looking like this.
Okay, this one wasn't too bad. You know, I only had like one jump scare. You know, it's just, honestly, my weakness is scary things walking at a very fast speed, right? Sometimes even a slow speed. But like Watson in one of the, what's that? That was his name. Weston, that was his name, right? Where he chases you, which is crazy because back in my earlier days, man, I got through the whole Dead Space trilogy with 0 issues. So it scared me, but I don't know. Maybe having a daughter made me soft. I'm not too sure. But anyways, if you guys want to see some more Tats videos on this channel, let me know that down in the comments. See if we can get this 300 likes. Dave's out.